The other day I was sitting at a long red light and I noticed a guy at the corner holding a sign, asking for help with food and shelter. He looked worn down and soaked from the rain, and when we made eye contact, I could see something real there, like he was genuinely in trouble, sincerely hoping someone would stop and help. And there was this moment when time seemed to slow down just a little bit, just him and me locked in that silent exchange. It wasn't about pity or guilt. It was about human to human. And I wanted to help, truly. But then I thought about the fact that I almost never carry cash anymore. It was one of those moments where you feel that urge to give, not for any reason other than to help. But here's the thing. I just rarely carry cash anymore. Everything I do is on an app or a quick tap with my card. And as I sat there, I thought about how much has changed in just a few years. Not that long ago, you'd see 3 or 4 people roll down their windows at a stoplight and hand over a few bucks. But now, I can't remember the last time I saw anyone do that. The world might be going cashless, but people in need aren't disappearing. And as I drove away, it got me thinking, Now, I know people have a lot of different emotions about giving to folks on the street. I get it. It's complicated. There's no one right way to feel, but for me, I always did it when it felt right. When I'd look at my situation and realize I can afford to do this right now. In those moments, I'd give a little cash or buy someone some food, and I'd consider it a gift of compassion. Maybe a better way to look at giving to someone at the corner is to think of it as part of, paying it forward. Drop it onto your doing good things balance sheet. What if we all had one of those? A doing good balance sheet where no matter how small the gesture, we'd build it up little by little. Wouldn't that be a powerful way to live? Some people might say I'm a sucker, that I'm enabling that family on the corner, but sometimes you have to listen to your heart and take a leap of faith. There's something about trusting that simple act of kindness that I think makes all of us feel more connected. I remember when giving was this simple act, just handing over a couple of bucks. It felt like a real connection, like a personal I'm here for you gesture. We'd see someone's face light up. You'd smile back. And just like that, 2 strangers connected for a moment. But now, that's disappearing. Most of us carry cards or use digital payments now. And while it's a breeze for us, it leaves people who rely on cash donations in a tough spot. For someone without a stable income or housing, even the smallest contributions make a big difference. But in a world where cash is disappearing, they're being left out. So here's the big idea. What if people experiencing homelessness could accept digital donations with QR codes? Now, it may sound futuristic, but in cities like Amsterdam and London, this is already happening. Imagine if you could help that same person instantly with just a scan. No cash, no worries, just a tap. And they've got the support they need. Imagine if every street corner, every stoplight became a place where giving was simple again, even if you didn't have cash on you. That's the kind of world we could create. Now let's say Jake, a guy who's fallen on tough times, gets one of these QR code signs from a local shelter. People like Jake don't need just money. They need the reassurance that they're seen, that they matter, and a simple donation can be a reminder of that connection. Today, instead of wondering if he'll even get a meal, he's got a sign, and that gives him a fair shot. Someone sees his sign, scans the code, and just like that, he's able to buy food or find a safe place to sleep for the night. He didn't have to ask or worry about finding a few bills. The technology took care of the awkward part. And here's something surprising. This QR code sign can help Jake feel a little safer too. No more worrying about holding cash or being robbed for what little he might have. With a digital setup, there's less risk and Jake can hold on to whatever he receives without fear that someone might take it from him. And here's another unexpected benefit. The QR code itself isn't just a way to receive donations. It's also a way to keep a little dignity intact. No need to ask for cash or hold out a cup. This tool does the talking, so Jake can keep a sense of privacy and control over how he's seen. The organization could even provide Jake with a large sticker of his QR code to put on whatever sign he wants to make. Or they could offer pre-made signs with the organization's name and Jake's unique QR code clearly visible this way. People can donate simply by scanning the sign with their phones. Boop. Imagine that. Jake has a tool he can carry around, one that speaks for him and lets people give without hassle, all without him needing any technology on him. If you're as curious as I am about where this could go, hey, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and boop that notification bell. Let's keep this conversation going. Now, of course, there are some obstacles. We need to address these. First, data security is a big concern. While Jake wouldn't need a device to collect donations, if he did eventually want to track his funds or check his balance, we'd need strong privacy protections. A security breach could mean losing funds or personal information. Strong security measures would need to be in place to make sure every transaction is safe. Then there is the issue of unbanked individuals. Right now, about 60% of people experiencing homelessness don't have a bank account. Not having an account makes it tough to receive funds directly, so we'd need alternatives like prepaid cards or digital wallets, set up with the help of nonprofits. Another challenge is trust. Donors might hesitate to give through a QR code if they're unsure where their money is really going. And if funds go through an organization, how do we know donations are being fairly distributed without any skimming off the top? We'd need transparent digital records. Something like blockchain, a technology that keeps all transactions publicly trackable. Think of it as a digital ledger that can't be altered, giving donors confidence their money is going directly to where it's supposed to go. And here's one you might not think of. QR codes could create partnerships with local businesses. Imagine cafes, libraries, or even grocery stores displaying QR codes that support people just like Jake. These partnerships could transform entire communities into places of support, turning everyday spots into small hubs of generosity. Lastly, changing perceptions is another big hurdle. There's a certain emotional connection that happens when we hand someone cash directly. A personal "I'm here for you" gesture. Digital donations can feel a bit detached, and that could turn some people off, but with a little awareness and public education, we could start seeing digital donations as just another way to show kindness and support. Research from early trials shows that cashless systems actually increase both the frequency and amount of donations. In Amsterdam, the simplicity of digital giving through tap-to-donate stations meant people gave more often and in larger amounts. Similarly, in the UK, programs using QR codes showed that transparency and ease are powerful motivators. When people know their donation is going toward a specific need, they feel more connected and empowered to give. If you're curious about some of the research behind these ideas, feel free to check the description for my resources and sources that inspired this video. If I were 20 years younger, I'd probably try to tackle this project and make it happen. I believe in social entrepreneurship, and I'm hoping someone, maybe you, will pick up this idea and run with it. Someone with the time and energy to make this a reality. Is that person you? Imagine if we could bring generosity right back into our communities with a system like this. We wouldn't just be tapping at a screen, we'd be building connections, creating trust, and strengthening our neighborhoods. And maybe next time you're out there and see someone like Jake, remember this: a small gesture of kindness, whether it's digital or in person, can change someone's day and maybe even their outlook. Let's make that kind of kindness a part of our everyday lives. Thanks for joining me on Old Guy Insights. And if you've made it this far, hey, I got another video for you right here that I think you're going to love. So until next time, do good things, stay awesome, try to be kind. See ya.